I'm going to show you in this video how to make assignments in folders so that only one group or only a couple people can see the assignment. So to do that, I'm on the content screen of our course that you're currently taking, and you'll see the multiplication. There are 3 different multiplication folders here, and there's a green folder, a red folder, and a blue folder. And I just kind of aligned it with my group. So like my green group would see this folder, my red group would see this folder, and my blue group would see the bottom folder. And that allows me to keep some organization as well. And underneath the multiplication heading, you'll see where it says the adaptive release. So that lets me know that there's some type of rule. So there are many different rules that you can put in place that control who can see what in Blackboard. So we're going to look at this how-to one. And I'm going to do some adaptive release here to show you. So you have regular adaptive release and adaptive release advanced. And for most things, I just use adaptive release, the regular adaptive release. You can use adaptive release advanced and you do multiple rules. So this is where you would choose like membership. So you could choose just one student. Maybe you have a homebound student and you just need to make a folder so that the homebound student just goes to that folder. The folder could have their name as the heading and everything you put in the folder. They would be the only ones who would see it. So let's see. Let's find somebody. All right. So Ms. Kamanachek. We'll put her down as our homebound student here. And if I hit submit, so now the how-to has adaptive release enabled. So now nobody could see that except for Ms. Kamanachek. She'd be the only one that could see that folder. So if I want to delete it, I will say to delete adaptive release, like to take the rule off, it's easier to go to adaptive release advanced and just click on the rule that you want to delete and hit delete. Which makes it very easy. And then you just click OK. So some other functions in adaptive release, we'll go back to the main. So you can do dates, of course, but it won't show until a certain date, or it'll stop showing after a certain date. Here's where you would do your groups. You can do it so that they have to complete another assignment before it. So maybe they have to do a couple questions from an assignment as a review from the lesson from the previous day. And after they complete those short answer questions, then they get access to a website that takes them to, an interactive type of game for their lesson. And so you want to make sure they answer the questions first before they go to the kind of the interactive fun stuff. So you could have it set to where they have to, turn in an assignment. So maybe this particular item I'm in, I want to make sure that all the students complete the test that's two times 1 multiplication tables. If I don't care what score they have, then I would leave it just as it is. If I do care what score they have, then I would click on score, and I greater than or equal to, and I would set my number. Maybe they have to get an 85. And they would have to score an 85 to be able to get to whatever item that I'm currently in. Now keep in mind, students are not used to this yet. And I used this a lot this past year, and I would just have to remind the students that you have to get to a certain score for the next thing to open. And you also want to make sure you give multiple attempts. Otherwise, you're going to be going in and deleting their submission so that you can give them multiple attempts so they can get to that score. But if you just want them to turn it in, and that's the one thing that you want, and then they can go to the next item, I would just leave it, user has at least 1 attempt for this item. And then you would hit submit. But I'm going to hit cancel because I don't want to have any adaptive release for this one. And that gives you an idea of how you can use adaptive release in your classes for differentiation.